Good morning, everybody. It's Heidi Kaisend at Hen and Chick Studio in Conrad, Iowa, and it's bright and early this morning. But I thought I'd share a little bit about my own personal routine at home. I get asked a lot about my energy and how why I have so much and how I get so much energy. And first of all, I haven't had caffeine in 3 years. So I'm certainly not drinking any caffeine, although when I did, Pepsi was my friend, but that has gone by the wayside. But instead, I have found that finding my energy really comes from inside of me. And I have done a lot of work on me, work on my schedule, work on what works for me. Several years ago, I read the book Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and I would say it was transformational because it really started to get me to look at what I did to find energy for me. And in his book, he went through some traumatic things, and there was a lot of reasons why he did what the schedule was that he came up with. But he talks about, and I can't remember the exact details, you have to read the book yourself, as to what steps he went through. And it talks about exercise and reading and sleep, meditation. I mean, all sorts of different things. And so I've really have worked hard to find the routine that fills me up, meaning not in food, but in energy, and allows me to start my day with that choose happy attitude that I do have, and grounds me, I guess is another way of saying it. So for those of you who want to know, now this morning I am at the store early because the girls have weightlifting. So my routine's a little shifted this morning. And this is not a routine that I do 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But I can tell you that since I started doing it, when I get out of the routine and start to think about what is making my day not go so well, I guarantee it comes back to the beginning of my day. So I tend to get up early. I like to do a yoga routine and a little walking. Sometimes it's outside when it's light and I can see. I've started going back to the treadmill again because it is getting darker and there's puddles in our driveway and I don't want to have to walk through the mud. But a little bit of exercise to keep me fresh. And I should have started. I'm so sorry. I should have started. I start with a good night's rest. That is important. And one of the things that Hal talks about in his book, that when you sleep, you become dehydrated. So the first thing you should do when you wake up is drink a glass of water. Try it. You'll be amazed. And Carol, I am so glad you are on because you are one of those people that inspires me every day with the devotions you send me. So I love that. So I'm so glad you're watching. So good night's sleep, glass of water. I put my yoga pants on and I do yoga, and I do the exact same routine. You're going to probably laugh at this. I don't want to have to think about what I'm doing, but I want to be able to really stretch my shoulders. I've had frozen shoulders, those kinds of things. So I do a beginning routine from Yoga with Adriene, and it's online YouTube. It's awesome, and I love it, okay? So do that and then walk. Those are the two things that I try to do religiously for my exercise. Then when I come in, I like to spend a few minutes doing what I call my devotions, which includes reading, doodling, and journaling. So I brought a few of my things with today that I normally have a little table at home, and that's something also, is find that space where it's just for you, or it's at least a quiet space where you can always do your devotionals. And to me, this is like a non-denominational thing. Yes, I do believe in God. Yes, I have my Bible with me, but there's a lot of things that are not necessarily religious that I read that are certainly motivational. So just a couple of things. I recently was given a gift of, this is Maria Shriver's I've Been Thinking book. Let me tell you, filled with goodness. And so this is something that kind of thing that I would read in the morning. There's short little paragraphs, and everybody always is asking what is around my neck. This is my Bluetooth. So I also have this book on Audible, and so I can listen to it when I'm walking and then come in the house and let me just open up here to something. Let's see. Perfect. This is the chapter, The Power of the Pause. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Eckhart Tolle. Those kinds of quotes, if you've ever listened to my radio show, my podcast, you know that I love quotes. It's because they make you stop and think. They make you stop and look around, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. And I just think there's so many words of wisdom out there that you can take in and take to heart. So I like to do some reading. So some of my more recent favorite books, again, I've Been Thinking. Again, another gift, and this was actually a gift to the girls, but is so for everybody. And the type on this is a little hard to read, so I'm gonna say it here. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackery. And the artistry is very unique, but it is all about these I'll say little quotes of life. Okay, so again, I just opened the page, and the mole and Charlie are sitting here in the picture. Okay, and it says, "What is that over there?" "It's the wild," said the mole. "Don't fear it." Life lesson once again. And Sally, yes, great book. And maybe you've even seen Carolyn talk about it, because this is one that Carolyn talked about. Other books that I love are Live in Grace, Walk in Love, Bob Goff. This is one that I had on Audible first, and it was so good that I had to get it in print because I needed to go back and reread. And Bob Goff is a great storyteller. He is fun to listen to in Audible, and I love his stories. I'm a storyteller, and so I love his books, but this is a great book. I've also got Max Lucado. That's a good one. A little John Maxwell. You know, there's that's more like business, but still is inspiring to me. And sometimes those are the things that I need in the morning. I've been given things like this by my daughters where, you flip it. I've got all sorts of things like that are hanging out so that they give me that little bit of daily devotion, daily thought, again, bringing me back to, what makes me happy, and choose happy. And good morning, Carolyn. So nice to see so many of our friends out there this morning. So then I spend some time journaling, and I was an editor for years. I have no problem with words, coming up with words, but I have a variety of journals. This one happens to be a gift from my mom. Just has lined pages in it, that kind of thing. I have my favorite pen, which happens to be a Hen and Chick Studio pen. These are free, okay? So if anybody needs a pen, be sure to check out the pen. So I like to put a few words down. Sometimes it is what I need help with. I'm always asking for help, for God to help me. That's first place I turn. And yesterday I was listening to something while I was walking, and it reminded me that we need to ask for help more often. It's okay to ask for help. Whoever you are, whatever it is that you need help with, it's okay. I think sometimes we all think we have to go it alone, and we don't. So anyway, I do a little journaling, and I have my very favorite pens, and then I do some creative doodling. And this is time for me to really soak in everything that I am reading and writing about, and to further cement that thought in my brain. And so I do have a favorite pen. It is a Creative Memories dual tip. What's it called? Creative Memories, does it say? It doesn't say, but it's a dual tip pen. It has a thick and a thin line. I do know where you can get these from a Creative Memories rep. If you do not, Tracy is a good rep, and she would help you. And so I have books over the years. I have come up with different books, but I have a bunch of these little ones. I love the size because I can feel it's doable in the amount of time that I have in the morning. So one of my most recent doodles is, if you can see that one, is if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about those things. Think about such things. And that's Philippians 4:8. Okay. And I just, sometimes I look at something, like I'll, open up Pinterest and go, oh, that's a pretty flower. But I am not tracing anything. I just have perfected my doodles to be what I want them to be. Sometimes I think, oh, that's ugly. And then I'm like, Heidi, stop being so critical of yourself. You don't have to be critical. Nobody is checking up on you. And I have friends that I text with in the morning, and she expects to see her doodle in the text message. And when I photograph it and send it and look at it in the photograph, those mistakes don't seem so bad. We get a little perspective from it. We get a little back away from it. And it, again, reminds me, when we're close to something, it can sometimes be, too much. So anyway, so I'm always doing my doodles. And because all of this is so important to me, I have joined forces with Marcy Stone for a 6-week devotional doodling journaling. Very much what you just saw is what Marcy and I are going to fill you with for those 6 weeks. It's a 30-minute time frame. So, it's not like it's a big time frame. It's from 8 to 8:30 starting on September 16th. It'll be on Zoom so we can see each other if you want. If you don't want to be up and dressed at that time, I guess you don't have to be. We are recording it so that we know that people have to go to work, but there's some time in your day when you need that 30 minutes of push, extra joy, fill it with happiness moment. And we're hoping that this will be that for you for a 6-week period. Over the last couple of years, I've felt that it is a part of me to make sure that I'm helping others be able to choose happy. And this is just a small way of doing it. Marcy and I are I just have a little fun with it. You'll get some downloads. It costs $14.95 because I've got to have some artwork done and some different things. So there's a few things I've got to cover, but we're trying to keep it a really minimal fee so that everybody, and this isn't just for quilters. This isn't for, it could be for kids. This is going to be for everybody. It can be for men, women. So if you know somebody who might enjoy this 6-week devotional with Marcy and myself, by all means, let them know. You can go to henandchickstudio.com/choosehappy, and you'll find out everything there, including more about Marcy. And she did a podcast with me a couple months ago, and so you can learn more about her. So it's all those kinds of things. So let's see, do I want any other? Should I pull out any other doodle to send you off with today? Oh, one of my favorites. Lean not on your own understanding. That's a Proverbs. There's a doodle. I love that one. Sometimes these are just daily reminders of what I have to do, right? Another favorite, Ephesians 4:2. Be humble and gentle. Be patient. And that's not only with other people, but that's with yourself. So for all of you that fill me up, I hope that I can help fill you up and help you choose happy. So everybody, I hope you've had a fun little devotional time this morning with me, and I look forward to seeing all of you at Hen and Chick Studio either later today or online. Talk to you soon.